And I think more than anything, I just continued to ask why. And it was fine. But I just didn't understand. And honestly, I still don't understand. Like thinking about all of it on this side, like it was the hardest year and a half that we had ever been through in our entire life, or in our entire marriage, really. My name is Katie Simpson, and I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I would say the hardest situation in life thus far, or a hard situation in life thus far, is from fall of 2017 through 2018. Fall of 2017, we lost my mom, kind of unexpectedly. She had been doing great, and she turned a corner and had lost 30 pounds and was doing fantastic. Probably many people have told me healthiest they've ever seen her. And I went to a women's conference in Cincinnati for the weekend, and Trey had drill. So she got to keep the kids that weekend, and it was such a blessing. She had them all weekend long, and I got home late Saturday evening, and we had dinner together. Everything was wonderful, and then Sunday they found her and she had passed away. So Sunday evening we get a phone call. In the meantime, she was staying with my in-laws at that time, which was in the interim, because she was going to be moving in with us. And my mother-in-law called us about 9 p.m. and said that the paramedics were on the way and that she was unresponsive. So all my kids remember, though, is sleepovers and junk food and just the joy of being able to be with them all weekend long, and nothing was wrong. I mean, I talked to her through text message all weekend long, and nothing had. So it was just real hard because it was just so unexpected. And then walking a little bit further through 2017, obviously grieving my mom. Tinley started kindergarten, so that was hard. The day of my mom's celebration, her life celebration, she didn't want to have a funeral. She wanted to have a party, so she had told me this years ago, so we honored that. The day of her celebration, Tinley started kindergarten. So I pick her up off the bus and we head to go and do that. And so that was just a hard day. Barely remember my baby girl starting kindergarten. So even grieving that through on this side of it too. I didn't realize it was an issue until then, or while we were right in it. Then moving forward, Trey was in between jobs. So we didn't have a job for 6 weeks, which was hard because we didn't know kind of where he was pushing us towards or how we were supposed to serve, and really, how we were supposed to function and make ends meet. And I was working part-time, so it wasn't anything substantial for us to live on, but it was just a really trying time. We had so much support that was around us during that. It was just beautiful the way that God provided so many people to support us through it, in so many ways. We had prayed and we just wanted him to show us where we were supposed to go. We had contemplating moving from Lexington and doing all of these things, and I just remember both of us just were it's supposed to be wait, and it was a really, really, really hard waiting season. So Trey finally was offered a job. He actually started working for a company here in Lexington, but was working nights, and it was really, really, that was again just a trying situation. To all the people that do it, great job. It just wasn't great for him. So fast forward, not very long, 3 months, he got offered another full-time job back with the Army in Frankfurt, which was a gift. Like, just the way that it was provided, like, there's no other explanation than it was just a gift from God. So he got the job, and about a week later I found out I was pregnant again. And looking back now, it doesn't really seem it doesn't even seem real. Like, it just seemed like it was like a dream, potentially. Because we had been trying since my youngest son was born. So at that point, like 5 years, we found out we were pregnant, and then went to the doctor. Everything was fine, positive, all the things. My levels were going up, everything was great. And about 3 weeks later, I started to have a miscarriage again. And it just seemed like a nightmare at that point. It was a dream that turned into a nightmare rather quickly. And just a season of continued loss that was really, really hard. Which spiraled me into just replaying everything that had happened. So before Tinley was born, I had 5 miscarriages, and there was no reason why. They never were able to figure out a reason. It was just a recurrent miscarriage between 8 and 10 weeks typically. So just for that to be replaying again was it was awful. I think he continued to show that there was hope through that season. But then 2018 just continued to give us snowball after snowball. We ended up selling our house, which was wonderful. We sold it a lot faster than we thought we would. And we ended up moving into my in-laws condo, which was wonderful that they had it even. And we got to save a ton of money, and we were able to pay off debt. So it just continued to just show that life is really hard, but he is good, and he'll continue to provide even if he doesn't provide answers of why. When Mom passed away, like when the hurricane began to happen of our life, I think that losing hope or doubting that he was there was inevitable, really. Like, actually, in every situation. Doubt didn't come from like doubt that he was good. It was doubt that he was going to be good to me. Especially moving back to the miscarriages prior to me having children. Even though I had a wonderful bonus son that I love dearly, I knew I wanted to be a mama of many children. And I just remember probably not grieving totally, because I think after like the 4th one, it was just like, is this ever gonna happen? Like, am I ever gonna be able to have my own baby? Whether it be through me having it or adoption or whatever. And one thing that he just continued to show me was that I needed to enjoy what I had. And he continued to show me that through even the most recent miscarriage in 2018. So enjoy Harrison while you have him. Enjoy Tinley while you have her. Enjoy Tinley and Clark while you have them. So doubt, no. I don't think I doubted him. I thought that I had done something to deserve this, or that I hadn't done enough, and which is totally not true. He's a good God, and he's good to me. And I think I just continued to try to cling to that, like even in the midst of yuck, really. And then as far as losing hope, absolutely. Like, I think, losing hope in the midst of loss is really inevitable, really. Because I feel like it's something that is a natural human emotion, but that he just provides nuggets of truth along the way that will instill that again. I think one of the big things, going back to losing mom, I didn't understand why. I don't think I doubted. I just didn't understand why now. Because 2 years prior to that, we thought we were going to lose her. She was in a season, the unhealthiest she had ever been in her life. I don't even remember all of the medical terms that were going on, but we were ready to say bye then. And the fact that I'm saying bye to her now, I couldn't grasp that. She had been doing so well, and so those are the things that I just don't understand why. And I just think about that, and adjacent to losing 6 babies. But one of the first things I thought about when mom passed away was that she got to hold all 6 of them. And that gave me hope. Even though it's hard, it was just something that it brought me a whole lot of comfort in knowing that they're not alone. Not that I thought that they were, because they're with Jesus, and who doesn't want that? But now my mom got to hold them too. And kind of moving forward from there, a beautiful gift of it as well is I still would love more children. We're 7 years removed from having Clark, almost, and I would still love to have another baby. And what's really interesting is maybe we will and maybe we won't, and that's okay. But I think the most beautiful part of it is the contentment that where we are right now, but then also the hope that not knowing what the story entails, and being able to just wait patiently and expectantly, but being content in where we are right now. One of the biggest thoughts that comes to mind when I think about even now, doubting, why am I not getting pregnant, or why do I still feel like my family is incomplete? And someone said to me, well, Katie, your family's not complete here on earth. You have 6 children in heaven, so of course you're gonna have a hole in your heart. And for somebody to have that wisdom to say to me, and me be able to resonate with, you're probably accurate. The people that are not the people that are most important to me, but significant people that are important to me in my life aren't here. So of course I'm not going to feel complete. So this experience, well, all of these experiences just have continued to show that we can have hope in Him, because that's what He promises us. He doesn't promise easy. He doesn't promise He doesn't promise that it's gonna be a gentle road with no waves and no heartbreak. He promises us that it's gonna be hard, but He's gonna be there. And that's where I feel like the hope has come from. Hope has also come from community, and living in community with women and families that loved us through such a horrific year, and loved us for us, even in our ugliest days, and our self-pity and pride and all the things that came along with it. That's where our hope came, and that's where I can think that's where you have to continue to find the hope, because a lot of the time you can't just irk it up in yourself. Like, it has to come from outside of you. And when you forget the truths that he continues to give you, having that community in him is where the hope comes from. Something that I would tell anyone going through a period of loss is to feel the feelings and to know that it's okay. But you have got to surround yourself with people that are going to meet you in it and going to let you be you. And more than anything, that even if he is still good, life is really hard. And I think if you're walking alongside somebody that's going through a hard time, or if you are the person that's going through the hard time, being a good listener, but then also being vulnerable. Like, be transparent. Let people see you and let them in so they can shine the light that God's offering too. One of my favorite verses is Romans 15:13, and I mean, it's plastered all over my house. Just that God can fill you up so you can overflow with the joy that he offers. And that's real hard in a season of loss. But the only way that you will ever be filled up is through him. And some days you won't be able to do that on your own, and you need to lean on the people that he's provided. And I think in our situation, the Lord provided so much community prior to all of this loss, like that he just prepared, he laid those foundations so that when something did happen, they were there to rush in to carry the pieces alongside us. I think that one of the biggest parts in change for me is that I have to trust him even if my husband not having a job for a period of time and kind of not knowing what that would look like. My losing baby after baby of all I wanted was to be a mom, and then to lose my mom in a season of continued upswing. that was just a way that I didn't really get, but he just continued to instill in me, like, Katie, even if I am still good and you are still my daughter.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that video. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can continue to explore faith with Lane of Roses all week, and go ahead and check out our next video right over there.